Happy Father's Day and Stepfather's Day, if you will. If you're a man and you're helping, raise a child, whether it is your biological child or you are a stepdad to a child, I wanted to just put this message out there for all the fathers of the world, and more specifically for all the future fathers of the world. There's a couple of key things that I hope to have shared and led by example with mine. But I just wanted to put these out there because I think being a dad, I think being a dad's an important job. Maybe we don't talk about it enough. And I have a few ideas that I wanted to share. First and foremost, I think we need to remind our children and lead by example that the people closest to us, our small network of friends, they are going to have a disproportionate impact on our future. We need to show our kids that the people they hang out with, you can pretty much predict the future with some level of certainty. So we have to lead by example. We have to socialize and show that we are moving forward and trying to do bigger things, and we're upgrading our circle. We are making hard choices and maybe cutting out some lifelong friends because they have chosen a different path or they're doing something different that we don't approve of now. If we can show our kids that they don't have to be surrounded by the same five people based on where they were born or their circumstances, it will show them that they too can make the tough choices and grow their network and really change what is going on. Next, financial freedom comes the fastest and easiest to the individuals that can control what they're spending every month. We should all know that somewhere, I think in New York, there's a clock talking about our fiscal deficit. I wish there was a way we could have a clock or some kind of internal number that highlights our monthly expenditures. Think about that. You walk into your study or your bedroom or whatever it is, and it says, hey, you spend $8,127 a month, and it's on the first. And that means you have to go make that just to break even. If we can help people when they're young understand what sacrifice choice is, what is the impact of credit cards and car payments and student loans and all of those things that will just be anchors around your future, we can do some big things. And again, the whole key to financial freedom is best controlled by controlling the bottom line, the expenses. Much of our consumer-based economy and social media talks about the top line, the flash. But if we show the next generation and lead by example, and we consciously talk about money and expenses, they will understand that they can make different decisions and they don't have to follow in our footsteps and make financial decisions that just make you have to stay in the rat race longer and longer and longer. Number 3 for me is, in our great country, we do have the freedom to make choices. But we have to remember that these choices or actions have consequences. Often our choices feel good in the moment. Maybe it's peer pressure, maybe it's an unthought of decision. But consequences, they often are lasting and build over time. The one that makes me, is the best example I have is a story my father often told me about his first cigarette at 12 or 13. That first cigarette probably had marginal, if any, impact on his life, but that first cigarette impacted him for 40 years and ultimately led to a heart attack, which he survived. But there's ramifications, and they are long and they are lasting. But in a free society, you can choose to do that. Again, a choice often feels good in the moment, but the consequences, man, we have to talk about it. They're long, they build up, and they are a pain. So we need to have those conversations. Number 4 is we have to focus on being kind, even when others aren't. This world is full of hate, and it's poisonous, and it seems to be growing. We don't have to be a part of that. We can choose to be kind. We can choose not to incite hate. And that is something that needs to be celebrated more and more, the act of being kind. You don't have to be a jerk. You don't have to preach hate. You don't have to do any of those things. Let's be kind, and let's celebrate being kind. The small act of goodness or kindness needs to be celebrated more and more and rewarded more and more. Number 5 for me, especially as the kids grow up and they become fathers of their own, is we need to unplug sometimes. You know, if you're in my generation, we grew up at a time where we went outside to play. Right? All I needed was a ball and a few friends, and we could play for hours. My daughter's generation, screen time. The next generation after her, it's all screen time and aloneness and, apps and all of those things. We need to talk about unplugging. We need to lead by example, right? We need to show them that, I don't know, Sundays, just because today's Sunday's unplug day, or Friday from 5 to 9 is unplug. I don't know what it is, but if we don't show the next generation that unplugging and getting away from the negative noise that comes from social media and access, I'm afraid of what's going to happen. There is, I guess, bad stuff sells, right? Negative headlines sell, hate sells. We've got to start talking about unplugging, and we've got to start building it into our schedules, whether it's hours or days, and we should lead by example. We should absolutely lead by example. And then the last one is, if you're ever to become a father or even a stepfather, stepdad, please understand that your actions, you may not think they're watching, but the kids are watching. And you need to realize that your actions today are not only impacting your child or your stepchild, but will likely impact their child or their stepchild. So your actions could potentially be impacting multiple generations. So let's step up. Let's be leaders. Let's understand that we have a very important job to do. And it's on us. Let's try to be a positive light going forward. We're here. The moment is now. There is so much going on today. Let's try to be a force of goodness or kindness. Let's show there's a better way. Let's talk about choices and consequences. Let's remind people about living below our means and sacrifice is okay. And again, the people that we spend time with pretty much shows what your future is going to be. And it's really hard for kids to understand that. So at the end of the day, I just wanted to leave this. This will be my final video of the day. Today is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Happy Stepfather's Day if you're a stepdad. All right, everybody. Take care of yourself. Bye.